everyone, I'm Heather and welcome back to my channel. So we are back with Idle Manager. When we left off, we were still in the middle of the tutorial actually. It's the long tutorial. So we need to hire a manager and let's go ahead and do that. So we need to hire somebody, and here you can hire a variety of different staffers. This screen will also show you what type of room the staffer works in. For example, dance coaches and choreographers work in the dance room. Each staffer will have 1 or 2 specializations for their staff type. They can still perform tasks they're not specialized at. You can choose from novice, professional, or expert level staffers. More experienced staffers start with higher stats, but can also cost more money to employ. As a starting group with a limited budget, it's best to keep our costs low, so let's hire a novice staffer for now. For now, let's start by hiring a manager to help us with some business. Select either a sales manager or production manager. Okay. So one of these. I think those are the only 2 options. So I guess this would be sales. And this is production. I guess sales. Business proposals, 40% success rate, chance of successful negotiations, 62. Number of negotiation attempts, 2. 30, 60. I mean, the chance of successful ones is... We'll go with her. Now our new staffer needs to place a work. Let's go back to the main agency view and build an office for her. Click on an unused space and select Office. Office. Grab the staffer card and drag her to the office. If staffers aren't assigned to a particular task, they will automatically generate research points. Now that you've hired a staff, they'll generate research points whenever they're not working on an assigned task. It looks like you already have some research points. Let's go spend them. Here you can hover over each type of research point and see how many research points your staffers are passively generating each day. You can also buy research points by clicking on the green buy icon. So I guess like this. Let's spend some of your manager research points. Okay. How? Oh, I did. What did I do? No. Okay. Oh, I mean, is this what manager research points? Is that what they wanted? You can spend manager research points to unlock different marketing types or unlock different types of business contracts. Okay. So I think marketing would be good. Removes costs associated with physical release. Fans can't buy more than 1 copy. Physical bonuses are not available. Lowers revenue per sale by 200 yen. Fans get a ticket for a handshake with one of their idols. Hardcore fans buy 15% more copies, 5% per idol. Stamina, minus 50 points for every idol, plus 50% of CD. Increased revenue by 100, group event. That might be good. But what can do I have enough money? It looks like you don't have enough points to unlock anything. You could generate more research points passively or buy them through the previous menu, which I accidentally did. Okay, let's go back. I don't want to buy them. Let's see if we can generate some passively. They want me to buy them, don't they? Fine. Let's unlock photo shoot. I didn't want to do that, but okay. Once you've unlocked an item with research points, you can spend more research points to level it up in the future. Note that certain items have separate requirements to unlock. For example, unlocking the variety show business contract requires that your group have a certain number of fans or fame. Let's go back. Different staffer types can be used to research different items. For example, you'll use music research points to unlock different musical genres, and use dance to unlock different types of choreography. You have a manager working for you. Let's have her make some business proposals. Click on the staffer's office and select business proposal. It will take some time for her to finish. Remember that you can always fast forward. Sure. And I can do the producer one. I wonder if it'll let me do that, or if it'll just mess it up if I do that. Because we're trying to get through this day. We are almost there. Okay. It looks like she's finished creating a business proposal. Let's click the yen icon and see. Okay, each client will be looking for an idol who's good in a particular stat. You get to choose which idol participates. You have 3 options. How good the rewards are depend on how good the idol is in the desired stat that the client is looking for. Your staffer can try to negotiate a better rate. The number of times you can negotiate is based on the staffer's deal stats. Renegotiating the deal can result in better or worse result. The results are random, with the odds of success determining the staffer's deal stats. Once you have an outcome, you click accept. Okay. So I would get that. What would hers be? She's the best option, I think. Let's go for it. You can also have a staffer automatically generate business proposals. Click on the staffer and select Auto Propose option. When this box is ticked, the staffer will automatically generate business proposals whenever she isn't working on anything else. This means she won't generate research points. I probably want her to generate research points. Different types of business proposals have different benefits. You can click on the staffer's office and choose a preferred proposal type for her to focus on from among the types of business deals you've unlocked. More proposal types can be unlocked from the research menu. You've been using a lot of menu tabs, like the idle staff and activities. Did you know that you could switch between menu tabs using keyboard shortcuts? You can advance to the next menu tab by pressing tab, or cycle up through the page up and down keys, or use middle mouse button to advance through them. Pressing the keys home or end will jump to the top or bottom of a menu tab. Let's return to the default agency view. To close the current tab, you can click the X icon or use the keyboard escape. You can also open the most recent tab by clicking the right mouse view. This is fine. On the default agency view, you can get an overview of how many research points you currently have. You can use the buttons here as shortcuts for daily activities like promotion, performance, and spa treatment. These daily activities can also be triggered by using keyboard shortcuts Z, X, and C. You can view pending tasks from the default agency view. Let's take a look at your pending tasks. It looks like there's a story event waiting for you. Progressing through the game story will require you to complete objectives, which are detailed here. Meeting the requirements for a story task doesn't automatically trigger the story event. You'll need to come back to this screen and click on the story task when you're ready to advance. But be warned, the world marches to the beat of its own drum, and sometimes certain story events will happen automatically. In addition to story tasks, sometimes characters will give you optional tasks to complete, which will appear on this screen. If you socialize with an idol and ask her wishes, it will show up as a task here. You might also get a task if you take out a loan from a certain someone. Like with the story events, you'll need to come back to this screen and click on the task after meeting requirements in order to complete the task. If you ever get stuck and aren't sure how to progress the story, you can always come back to the screen to view the requirements for the next story event. It's time to hire a dance staffer. Click over to the staff menu. Click the green hire. Okay. Let's hire a dance coach. Okay, let's hire her. Now our new staffer needs a place to work. Click on an unused space, pick dance room. Grab the staffer card and drag her over. If staffers aren't assigned to a particular task, they will automatically generate. Yes, we know. It's time to hire a music staffer. Let's hire a voice coach or music coach. How do I know what their stuff is? Production. She's a choreographer, music producer. Okay. So we probably need a voice coach first. And I need a recording studio, but I can't do that. It has to be down here. Okay. Recording studio. If staffers aren't assigned to a particular task, yes, we know. Dance coaches and vocal coaches can help idols improve their dance and vocal stats. Let's have your dance staffer coach an idol. Go to the Idol tab. Select an idol and drag her card into the dance studio. Can I look at their stats? What are their... profile. Stats. So her dance is super low, but it could be better. So let's check her. Her dance is never going to be that good. And her dance is already very high. So let's grab her and put her into the dance studio. Note that the staffer can only coach an idol if the staffer's coaching stat is higher than the idol's stat. For example, a dance staffer with a coaching stat of 20 won't be able to coach an idol whose dance stat is 20 or higher. This consumes idol stamina. Be careful not to overwork your idols. You can click a staffer's room and select auto practice to have them automatically coach idols whenever they're not working on anything else. To produce a single, you need to have hired a dance staffer, music staffer, and manager staffer. You must also go to the research tab and unlock at least one lyric type, marketing type, choreography type, and genre of music. Okay, research. So I need at least one choreography type. What were my idols? Cute is not going to be her forte. And I think, like her cool is not all that cool. But I think she has a better chance of being sexy than the other girl has of being cool. So I think maybe we'll want to get... We can't do that because we have to buy the stupid points. Fine, let's just buy the stupid points. I think we're going to have to do that now. Let's do sexy. Okay. So we did a choreography. Genre type. Now we're going to have to buy that too. We're just wasting money. Stop wasting money. Okay. We did sexy. So probably R&B. Okay. Lyric type and marketing type. We already did no, we didn't do this. Did we? I think group handshake event as marketing type. And then I guess lyrics are... I guess love. Okay. So we got all that. It's also a good idea to wait until your group has some fans who will be willing to buy the single. Lacking fans, trying to do some promotions under the activities tab. Yes, I think we do need to do promotions. How's everyone's stamina? Let's do that. Still don't have 35 fans yet. It's time to create your first single. Open the singles tab and click new single. Okay, so it's not gonna do anything. New single. Start by choosing your name. You can type a name for your single or click the randomization icon, which is this. Sweetie, I'm with you. Love. I don't know how much I like that title. How about Bitter Kisses? Okay, that'll work. Okay. Choose a marketing plan, genre of music, lyric type, and choreography style. So, I mean, I'm just gonna do the ones that I have. Alright. You'll need to select a number of CDs to produce. Well, we have 35 fans, maybe. This doesn't apply if your marketing plan was to do digital only release. Okay, let's do 100 CDs to produce. Click continue when you're done. It's time to choose which idols will participate in the single. Select an idol and drag her into the formation screen. Okay, I think... So we're doing cool, sexy concept. I think we're doing sexy concept. Okay, and then these two girls... Okay. The group stats will be based on the stats of the idol participating in the single. The idols closer to the center of the formation will contribute more. Okay. The team chemistry stat is based on how well the idols in formation are getting along with each other. Putting a bully in formation can have a negative effect on the chemistry. Being chosen as a center can also boost an idol's individual career. Is one of your idols wishing to be a center? Click continue after you've done setting up your formation. Okay. So grab her and her. Okay. Now that all the hard choices have been made, it's time to produce your single. You'll need to have your characters write lyrics and have a music staffer work on the song and have a dance staffer do the choreography and manager staffer create a marketing plan. The success of the single will depend on their stats. Okay. Start by dragging the single into your office to work on the lyrics. Completing all the production tasks associated with the single will take some time. So I guess we fast forward our time. And I guess we just... Are these people... What are these guys doing to get research while they do this stuff? Because she's researching They're not researching. He's not researching. Why not? Can I look at other stuff while it's doing that? Because I want to see if he's getting research points in. Yeah, I guess he is. Okay, drag your single into the other offices to have the staffer do their work. Well, I need probably the music first. So I'll let them finish, because the marketing would be done afterwards, I would think. I wish I could rearrange the building, because I should have thought about putting these two together. I was thinking the room would be smaller than that. And I kind of want the choreography and the music producer to be together. But we can't market without lyrics, a song, choreo, then all that. So let's get this done. That should be done. And then let's do the choreo. Get that going. Are we going? Did you go there? Okay, yeah, she's working on that, and then we'll just have the marketing. Oh, why is all this money leaving me? Okay. So we just need this. It's kind of slow, even with the fast forward. And then we'll do the marketing. We only have 32 fans. I wonder if we could do more promotion. Okay, so last is marketing. I wonder how much longer the tutorial is. I feel like there can't be much left on it. Okay, we're just about done. Okay, my single is ready to release. Click the release button. Where's the release button? Oh, here. Okay, release. Sales. I only made 14 sales. Okay. I was thinking we had 32 fans. But I did get some new fans. Okay. Well, that's good.
Yo.
Hey, thought I'd stop by. I can see by the binders on your desk that you've been consulting some of the business notes I gave you. That's good. Who wrote these business tips? I told you before already, didn't I? They were written by one of my former associates. I trusted them enough to run several of my business operations, and they did quite well. So any advice they have to give is probably worth taking. I hope they're not saying anything bad about me. Okay. So I guess...
Producer?
Hello, ma'am? I've been meaning to talk to you about our organization's policies. Right now, they're not very well defined, and I was hoping that I could ask you a few questions to rectify that. Specifically, we need to set a number of guidelines for how the girls behave and how events are run. It can be chaotic if things aren't consistent. I think it's best to have a set policy in place so that everyone is working with the same rulebook, so to speak. What policies? Well, I'm not sure I'd recommend any specific set of policies. Different organizations have different sets of rules, and each set of rules has its own pros and cons. The policies that Lucy Fur will be part of what sets it apart from the other groups. Of course, nothing is set in stone. You can always change your mind if you don't like the current set of policies. In fact, it's pretty common for new groups to be flexible when they first start off and adapt their policies depending on what seems to work best. The longer you stick with a given policy, the more people will come to expect certain things from you. When an organization gains more of a reputation and people get more used to running things a certain way, changing policies can take a while, and you might have to wait longer for the benefits to show up. But since we're a young organization, we have time to change things around. So if you're a bit unsure, no need to stress over a particular policy decision. You can always adjust it later. Sorry, that was probably a bit more explanation than you needed. You're the boss. You don't need me to explain to you how organizations work. In fact, you're supposed to be the one who tells everyone how things are supposed to work. So with that in mind, what kind of business proposals do you think would be the most promising? Let's see. How about don't focus on any particular kind of deal because we want a variety. A balanced approach definitely has its values. That being said, it might be helpful for me to tell you about the other kind of deals. Do you want me to tell you the specific kind of business deals? I guess so. We'll probably still take a generalized approach, though. Okay, what do you want me to tell you about? Let's do photo shoots. Photo shoots are one-time gigs, so they're good for a quick infusion of cash without having to worry about long-term contracts. If you're looking to maximize short-term revenue, it's hard to do better than a photo shoot. Do you want to focus on photo shoots? Tell me about the others. Variety shows. Variety show appearances don't pay very much for new upstart groups like ours, but they're a good source of exposure. Plus, they're one-time deals with not a huge time commitment. Most advertising campaigns require us to sign a 3-month contract that can be a good source of recurring revenue since we get paid weekly during the duration of the contract, and any idol that appears in advertisements will also get a modest bit of exposure, but whichever idol gets chosen for the deal will go in every week to record new spots, so it's a real time commitment. There's also the fact that advertising contracts expose us to liability. If a company chooses an idol from our organization to represent their brand, any scandal that idol becomes involved in can result in negative association with the brand. And we'll have to pay a pre-agreed settlement if that happens. That should hopefully be pretty rare occurrence. Advertising deals pay pretty well, so I wouldn't let the threat of damages scare you too much. I mean, we'll look at dramas, but I think I'm just going to do the don't focus on any type of deal. TV seasons last for 3 months, so any deal involving TV drama roles could lock us into a 3-month contract. That can be a big time commitment, since whichever idol gets cast will have to make appearances on set every week. On the plus side, it does mean that any idol who gets cast in TV drama will get a good amount of exposure, and they'll bring in a modest amount of income. One thing to be wary of is the liability that comes with a 3-month contract. TV Network wants actors that appear on their shows to have a clean image, so if any idol with a TV drama role gets into a scandal, we'll have to pay damages. I want you to do all of it. Thank you.
わかりました.
Alright, ma'am, that sounds good. Of course, it never hurts to change things up depending on which direction the company is going in, so you can always adjust our group's policies on which type of business proposals you want to focus on. Of course, while I might be focused on trying to get a certain kind of business proposal, sometimes other opportunities will fall into your lap. I'll be sure to let you know about those when they come up, even if they're not the kind of business proposal we're working on at the moment.
すみません.
Sorry if it sounded like I was second-guessing you there. Business proposals are kind of my area of expertise, so I just wanted to make sure you were aware of all the options before you made your decision. My next few questions should be a bit simpler and more straightforward. Recently, I've been thinking about the branding of Lucy Fur. What kind of vibe do you want people to associate with our group? Probably sexy. Do I want... Oh, that's the first single we did.
いいですね。
Good thinking, ma'am. You know what they say, sex sells, though we'll try to keep it tastefully understated. Alright, another branding question. It's about the kind of fans we're trying to attract. What kind of image are we trying to project? We'll go with neutral.
わかりました。
Playing it safe, huh? Well, trying not to alienate anyone is a valid way to go, and certainly not a bad choice. Okay, now for a question about screening incoming talent. We can conduct background checks during the recruitment process. A more rigorous background check will make the recruitment process more expensive, but can help filter out more bad apples. How extensive do you want our background checks to be? Let's do basic.
わかりました。
Just the basics, huh? That should help us screen out some of the more problematic candidates. We also need to talk about social media. Since anything that idols post online is going to reflect our organization, part of the idol's contract allows us to set rules governing their public social media use. What kind of policy do I want? How about pre-moderated posts?
いいですね。
So all girls' posts have to be approved before they can be posted? I think we can get a system in place for that. Smart thinking. Most of the benefits of social media while reducing the chance of something scandalous being posted. On a related note, we should figure out what to do about allowing live streams if we want to allow them at all. They can be a good source of exposure, but there's always the risk of scandal. How about control?
いいですね。
All right. You know, I have heard that some streamers collect donations from viewers and actually make a bit of side income from it. It's not a lot, but it's not nothing either. Oh, another thing. We need to have a dating policy in place. There are more, shall we say, invested fans who don't like the idea of idols dating. They think it ruins part of the appeal. On the other hand, not allowing idols to date is kind of the thing that would seem draconian to less invested fans, and that might be a bit of a turnoff for them. And that's completely apart from the impact that romance can have on an idol's life on an individual basis. There are a lot of emotional highs and lows that can come with the dating scene, and while romance can boost someone's self-esteem, it could just as easily end up a distraction. There's also the fact that what kind of dating policy we set will affect how dating-related scandals are seen by the public. If we have strict rules against dating, then anything remotely scandalous is going to be a much bigger deal than if we're more permissive. On the other hand, having a loose and flexible policy makes it more likely that scandals will happen in the first place. We could also try to hedge our bets a little by not setting an official policy. And no matter what kind of dating policy we have, it probably won't do anything to discourage idols from becoming romantically involved within the group. That kind of thing has been known to happen. Though if it's just an internal thing, it's easier to keep that kind of thing under wraps, so it probably won't be an issue regardless. Let's be ambiguous.
わかりました。
Best to keep ourselves out of it then. A don't ask, don't tell policy probably won't appeal to many fans, but is also less likely to repel them. One last thing related to finances. Or more specifically, salaries. One of the things I've been thinking about is proactively offering the talent pay raises in order to keep them satisfied. The way it is right now, the only time idol salaries can increase is if you change them yourself. But if you authorize me to offer them incremental pay bumps, I could keep an eye on which girls seem to be less satisfied with their pay and give them a slight pay bump to keep them satisfied. How do you want me to handle that? Try to keep them satisfied at moderate levels.
わかりました。
Okay, sounds good. I'll adjust idol salaries if their satisfaction seems to be dipping too low.
ねえ。
Hey, boss. Are you... Oh, sorry, am I interrupting anything?
構いませんよ。
Not at all. We were just wrapping up some discussions of the policies. Hey, that's good thinking. Have you set any policies on things like event security? No, actually, that's a great point. In fact, we should probably decide that right now. Yeah, we need to figure out what security policy is going to be at events and where idols interact with fans. You know, live performances, handshake events, that sort of thing. Hardcore fans don't like seeing security guards everywhere, but having good security in place will make the girls feel safer. What level? How about normal?
わかりました。
Got it. We'll do everything by the book, standard stuff. While we're on the topic of live events, I've been focusing a lot on dance choreography. More specifically, I've been thinking about clothing choices and how skirts can make certain kinds of wardrobe accidents more likely. Depending on the dance moves, fans might see a bit more than we want them to see, if you get my drift. I'm sure that hardcore fans would get a huge kick out of seeing the girls in short skirts, but less hardcore fans aren't as into that kind of thing. If we go with longer skirts, some of the male fans wouldn't be too happy with that choice, but it would probably go over better with female fans, and it would still please some hardcore fans without alienating the more casual fans. Or as a bit of a compromise, we could have the girls wear short skirts with safety shorts, less risk of wardrobe malfunction, and that would keep the hardcore fans moderately happy without alienating anyone. Of course, we could always dodge the issue entirely and just have them wear pants instead. More and more groups are doing it these days, and from what I hear, a lot of casual fans find the look more appealing, especially guys in the audience. Hardcore fans probably prefer the more traditional look with skirts, though. Skirts with safety shorts.
それよ。
Sounds like a good compromise. That probably won't ruffle any feathers. I'll make a note of that. Thanks for bringing it up. Oh, one last thing. I know this is kind of a subjective question, but when it comes to live performances, which do you think is better, quality or energy? Energy and enthusiasm. Yeah, people love an energetic, enthusiastic performance. Even if the dance moves aren't always perfect or their singing isn't perfect, fans can tell when an idol is really giving it her all during a performance. Real hardcore fans love that kind of authenticity. When a fan sees a girl who's singing her heart out and isn't holding back anything, or someone who's dancing so passionately that they're sweating on stage, that kind of thing can make them a fan for life. I'll do my part to make sure that every live performance is special. Of course, if you ever change your mind, you can always change the group's policies. Yes, I'd like to draft up a list of group policies based on our discussion today, but you can modify them at any time. If you're unsure, my personal recommendation would be to experiment early on to see what works best for you. Once we actually start getting into production mode and start recording music and doing live performances, changing policies will take longer, so it's best to decide these kind of things early if you can.
ありがとうございます。
Thanks for your time, ma'am. I'm looking forward to working with Lucifer. I know we're just starting out, but I've got a really good feeling about how things are going to go. Okay. Well, that was a long thing. But I'm going to go ahead and end this episode right here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.